Okay, Kathy, so I really enjoy how pivot tables look, but what if I want to put my data in something that looks more aesthetically pleasing, say some kind of a bar graph?
Sure. And we can actually create a pivot chart from a pivot table, since you asked.
Oh, great.
Now, pivot charts and pivot tables are linked together. You can create either one first, but they always go together. They're linked, and I'll show you how that works. Now, we're on the Analyze tab of your ribbon right now. You're in the pivot table, so you see the Analyze tab.
I do.
And you'll notice that there is a pivot chart button down towards the right-hand side. So let's just go ahead and click on Pivot Chart.
I will click here on Pivot Chart.
And you can see all the different types of items that you have. Now, you'll notice that you have the clustered column, and that's pretty tough to read. That doesn't look good, does it?
No.
So here's what I want to do. Go ahead and cancel that. Let's try grouping those dates together. See the dates that are in the rows?
I do.
Let's go ahead and group those into months.
Great. And I know how to do that. I'm going to come over here to our column. I will be right-clicking on the data. I'm going to come here to Group, select Group, and then I'm going to highlight Months, which is already highlighted, and then I'm going to click OK.
Good.
And there's our information.
So now we have fewer entries. They're grouped together. Let's take a look at that chart again.
Up here in the right on the pivot chart. Oh, that's much easier to read.
It is. So let's choose a line chart on this one. Let's go ahead and select line over on the left, and let's choose OK. And it's going to create your chart. It is going to put it right here on top of the pivot table. So if you want to move that down a little bit, you can just point, I usually point right where you are, just at the top there in the white space, and drag that down. And just like any other object, you'll notice it has the circles around it that you can use for resizing. So you can make it smaller, larger, and adjust that size.
And if I adjust the size, will that impact the font size as well?
Yes, everything would look a little bit bigger. Everything will look a little bit smaller depending on which way you go.
Great.
This pivot table can actually be put on another sheet. So it doesn't have to stay here. They're still going to be linked together. And for the moment, we're going to leave it here so you can see how they work together. But in reality, if you wanted to cut and paste this to another sheet, that is not a problem. They don't have to be on the same sheet.